Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the difference between moving on and inflicting damage. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So I'll jump right in. This is the narcissistic relationship at its worst, or its finest, however you want to look at it. When you are in a relationship with a narcissist, it doesn't end well. There is a long laundry list of things you will have to go through and accomplish, and I will create that video tomorrow or the next day. This video, however, is notice how the ending of the relationship with you and this individual who turned out to be a narcissist went. Before you met this individual, the narcissist that is, you had relationships with many individuals. Some were friends, some were colleagues, some were romantic interests, family relationships with people in organizations and or communities that you were a part of, and most of these ended amicably. In other words, they ended okay. You just said goodbye and you moved on, or the relationship just kind of faded away, that kind of thing. That's not how it ends with a narcissistic relationship most times. How it ends is with a thud, a crash, a bang. There is disruption. Perhaps you experienced the smear campaign, which means the narcissist has pitted all of your support network around you against you. Now, I don't say that lightly. If you experienced the smear campaign, please drop comments below. Help the newbies out. You veterans, pay it forward. Remember, at one point in time, you were a newbie yourself, just like I was. Contribute to the community. Help other individuals, if not now, when. But getting back to the thumbnail, as mentioned, the difference between moving on and inflicting damage, it is immeasurable. Because when you just move on from a relationship, most times you say, hey, you know, it's been great. You were great. Let's take school as an example. Hey, it was great being a great classmate. God bless you. Good luck. I'll talk to you, maybe down the road. Let's just keep in touch, that kind of thing. And whether you do or don't keep in contact with that individual, that's not the consequence. That's not the point. The point is you ended it properly. Now, back in November 2022, I created a video called The Power of Saying Goodbye. It was a very emotional video for me personally, because I had to say goodbye to so many things. Check that video out if you can. The Power of Saying Goodbye. When you say goodbye the proper way to anything, a location, a house, a person, a relationship, a pet, a classmate, a country, a state, whatever, a piece of clothes, whatever you say goodbye to, when you do it the right way, it gives you closure, and it allows you to process whatever that period of time was, or whatever you were thinking about, and you close the chapter on that, close the chapter of the book on that relationship or that country, whatever it was. That's the way you should be ending things. Now, again, I understand that all relationships and everything, you're not going to get closure. You're never going to get closure from a narcissist or a narcissistic relationship, but that's what I'm sharing in this video, is when the narcissist doesn't just move on and then just, you guys sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk about whatever relationship, how it was going sideways, and then you just move on. It doesn't work that way. How it works 9 times out of 10 is the narcissist is trying to inflict damage upon you, hence the smear campaign, hence why they try to hoover you, which again, for you newbies, is when the narcissist is attempting to hoover. And by the way, don't accept a hoover. Excuse me, a hoover is when the narcissist is trying to suck you back into the relationship, even if it's only for a period of time, meaning maybe a couple hours, maybe a day, a week, a month, a year, whatever. But the point being, they're trying to draw you back into the relationship because A, they know they are testing the waters to see if you have healed. B, if you have figured them out. C, if you're strong enough. D, if you still care about them. And E, if you are still trapped in that narcissistic fog, the narcissistic devaluation stage. In other words, if you haven't broken the trauma bond yet. Again, that's for a different video. Point being is when the narcissist inflicts damage, they know what they're doing. That's why they send you nasty texts throughout the length of the relationship. And they many times will send you nasty emails post-narcissistic relationship, because it is difficult to block people on email, although there is a way to do it. You veterans out there, I'm sure you know how to do it. Drop comments below to share the information. If not, there are ways to block emails, believe me when I tell you. But having said that, that's what the narcissist will do. They will, how about verbal abuse? When you were in the relationship, how the narcissist would demean you and diminish you and tell you how no one liked you, that you were lucky that they put up with you, that you were lucky that they were with you, that so many other people were interested in being their friend or their romantic interest, or all of these kind of things. Because remember, the narcissist, they saw what you could not see in yourself many times. They saw the abundance, the beautiful bright light, the empathy, the possibilities. Perhaps you were a people pleaser, a yes person. Perhaps you could not say no, the strongest word in the English language. Most likely you didn't have boundaries, and you fell prey to the narcissist and the narcissistic relationship. Again, you did not know better. Now you're getting the wisdom on my channel. You're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. But understand what I'm sharing with you. The person that you are thinking about or were thinking about or were in the relationship with, if they did, as an example, sit down, have a cup of coffee with you, talk things through and just speak their piece, and you spoke your piece and you went on your own way, well, most likely that was not a narcissist or a toxic individual. That was most likely a person who was doing the proper thing. In other words, utilizing the power of saying goodbye, giving you closure, giving themselves closure, allowing them to speak their piece of mind, and then allow you to speak your peace of mind, and then you move forward. That's what you do. Now, is everybody going to agree all the time on circumstances and events? Absolutely not. But many times the narcissist won't sit down and have that cup of coffee with you. Now, by no means am I saying contact the narcissist, sit down, have a cup of coffee. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying recognize how your relationship ended. Did the relationship just end one day you came home to an empty house? Did the relationship end when you were sitting in the kitchen on a stool watching the movers evacuate virtually everything from your house for a 12-hour period of time? Did the relationship end with just a quick text or a quick email saying, or ghosting? In other words, you didn't get anything, this person just disappeared. There are so many ways the narcissistic relationship can end, and I will tell you right now, remember, each and every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. Whether you believe that or not, that's up to you. I'm telling you as a fact, they do. It's simply a matter of time before you get discarded or you wise up and end the relationship yourself. That is a fact. Every relationship has an ending, but a narcissistic relationship ends with a thud, a crash, a bang. It is meant to shock you. And side note, pro tip here, that most times the narcissistic relationship will end around a main event, a main holiday, or a birthday, or a graduation, or the birthing of a new child, or a wedding or something. That's what the narcissist wants to do. They want to commemorate and or destroy a special event in your life by discarding you. Example, let's say that your favorite holiday was holiday A. Well, did you get discarded around that time? Quite possibly. Or around your birthday, or around a time when you had medical issues and concerns. In other words, the narcissist wants to really, really take advantage of the period of time when they select to discard you. So, having said all these things, remember, there's a huge difference between moving on, which is what healthier individuals do. They just move on and they say, okay, I get it. This isn't really working out. Thank you, but no thank you. God bless you. Have a great life. Things like that. And then the other difference between that and inflicting damage is, yeah, the narcissist is going to want to inflict damage. That's what they do. That's how they live. So think about it. Think about the workplace bully / narcissist. When you were working at a job for a period of time, along comes a narcissist, and the whole energy of the office shifted virtually overnight. Probably took a few days or a week, but the energy shifted, and now people were gossiping, now people were talking, now people weren't talking to you, now you weren't getting the promotion the narcissist was, you weren't getting that corner office, you were being placed right in the center of the office so everyone could watch your work, things like that. Why does that happen? I'll tell you why. Because the narcissist instilled a smear campaign or told untruths about you because they were jealous of your performance. They saw that you were an empath. They saw that they could take advantage of you. They saw that you did not know that they even existed until now when you're getting the wisdom on my channel. There are so many nuances and layers upon layers of the narcissistic glossary, the terms, the definitions that must be mastered. They must be learned. You must be open to understanding that A, not everybody has your best interest at heart. B, many people are jealous and or envious of you. C, many people want to be you. And D, many people don't want you to succeed. That is a fact. And believe me when I tell you, you may think twice about this one, but it's true. Some of those people actually include your own family members. Yes, and I know you may think, well, Andrew, that's a rough statement. You know, my family's the number one most important thing to me. I'm sure it is. I get it. But what I'm sharing with you is think about your siblings or your parents. Did they try to build you up, or did they try to tear you down? Are they constantly asking you to borrow money and asking you for rides and saying that, you know, you got that promotion, that's great, but, you know, the neighbor got a promotion twice as good as yours, so yours isn't really that good. Things like that. Are they belittling you? If they are, think about it. Many times in life, the people that are that step up to the plate and that support you the most are complete strangers who eventually become friends or acquaintances, or you have certain guardian angels placed sporadically throughout your life to lift you up when perhaps you are not feeling your best. Yes, I do believe in guardian angels, and yes, they do exist. Believe me when I tell it to you, they do. And if you believe in them, you know what I'm talking about. Again, drop comments below. The point being is that this thing called life is meant for you to experience. It's not meant for you to be captured by a narcissist, placed in a cage, and be taken out and used and or abused whenever the narcissist wants to play with you, and then to be devalued and thrown back in that cage again. That's how the narcissist sees individuals. Yes, it's a graphic example. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. The narcissist has no empathy. They have no love. They care about one person, which is not you. It is themselves only. The narcissist thrives on disruption, on manipulation, on creating conflict, on inflicting damage. Think about it. Let's say, for an example, and I'll get ready to close the video, let's take the romantic setting for a moment. Let's say that you had some romantic interests throughout life, and then lo and behold, you met a narcissist. Compare how those romantic relationships ended at each and every one of them. Just take a couple of them if you had more than a couple romantic relationships. And then compare those, how they ended to the narcissistic relationship. I will tell you right now, some of the romantic relationships you had before the narcissist, you don't even remember who they were, perhaps because maybe they were in college years a long time ago. That's fair enough. That's the human memory for you, which I will talk about again in a second. But the point is, now compare that to how the narcissistic relationship ended. It ended with a thud, a crash, a bang, and it ended with disruption. And I can tell you for sure, your health took a hit, your finances took a hit, your reality took a hit, your mental aptitude took a hit, your social circle took a hit, your job took a hit, your confidence took a hit, all of your resources took a hit, your social circle took a hit. Why? Think about what I'm sharing with you. Because you were in a toxic relationship with a person who was literally trying to drain everything from you, insidiously, slowly devouring you, slowly having you not believe in yourself, slowly becoming a shell of yourself, slowly extracting your beautiful, bright energy and slowly replacing it with their toxicity. That is why when these relationships end, there is so much damage inflicted upon you, and certainly it was upon me, that you are shell-shocked. You cannot believe what you just experienced. It's like a horror movie, but it's your life. This is real. If you were to share this information, i.e. your relationship or parts of it, with an average human being, they wouldn't believe a word of what you're telling them. They wouldn't be able to wrap their head around it. I can understand it in a heartbeat because I lived it and I know what it's like. That is why when you come through the narcissistic abusive cycle and you conquer it and you rise through the ashes like a phoenix, you are now galvanized and you now enter the third version of yourself, the strongest version of yourself possible. That is why you now have a superpower. That is why you now speak the same language as me, a language you never knew you would ever understand or be able to speak, but you can do it now because I'm doing it and you understand every word I'm saying in this video. That's what I'm sharing with you. The energetic exchange, the damage inflicted, the confusion, the disruption, the gaslighting, the smear campaign, the silent treatment, all of these things you experience, the verbal abuse, the rage fits, the sleepless nights, the blaming yourself, the blame shifting, all of the things I'm talking about you experienced, and so many more. An average individual can't wrap their head around it. Why? Because they didn't go through the cycle. They have no idea what they're talking about. They can't fathom it. That's why you are getting the wisdom and understanding that you need to go no contact with this person or these people. You need to block them. You need to remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. You need to heal. You need to take time, and in your time, you will heal. You need to process childhood wounds, perhaps see a therapist who unfortunately has experienced the toxic narcissistic abusive cycle. You'll have to journal. You'll have to slow down. You will have to meditate. You will have to just decompress. That's what you will do. And remember, the healing path is not linear. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. It will take time, but in time, in your time, you will heal. This is a journey. One more thing. The lifelong learning lesson called the narcissistic relationship, there was no way around it. You may be blaming yourself, saying that you could have done A, B, and C to avoid it. That's not the case. There's no such thing as a coincidence on this planet. Just like right now, right here, you are with me. I'm creating this video where I'm supposed to be, and you are consuming it wherever you are, on an airplane, having breakfast, going to bed, on a train, on a plane, in an automobile. I know I said plane twice. But the point being is, this is exactly, you had to go through it. because there was no other way. And if that narcissist didn't find you, trust me, another one would have, until you got the lesson. This thing called life is a journey. It takes you super high and it takes you super low. The narcissistic relationship is a journey on steroids. It takes you as high as you're ever gonna get, until you heal, by the way. And then it takes you as low as you ever want to go, and you don't want to go low. Perhaps you even experience the dark night of the soul, one of the most crushing periods of time in anyone's existence. That's when you're tested to your core. I created a video on that also, approximately at 10 o'clock in the evening. I couldn't sleep. And believe me when I tell you, what you should watch that video, The Dark Night of the Soul. It is real. If you've experienced that, again, please drop comments below, share your wisdom with the community. Guys, I unpacked a whole bunch of things in this video. There is so much more wisdom coming at you. And I know I promised I would jump into something else, and I left it off because I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. But the point being, the further you get away from the narcissist, the clearer things get for you. The clearer things get for you, the more you know what you want and don't want out of life. The more you can focus on yourself, and you can understand that, yes, that relationship, it was 100% real. And you will question, did some things happen or didn't they happen? Believe me when I tell you, if you're questioning it, it happened. And I will suggest to you strongly to grab a journal, get a good journal and a good pen, and write down these events, write down these things. If you're in the relationship right now and you're trying to get out of it, I really recommend you journal. That will help you clarify the events that did happen that perhaps you will be thinking down the road maybe did not happen. Remember what I'm telling you. There's a huge difference between moving on and inflicting damage. The narcissist knows exactly what they're doing. And what do they want to do? They want to inflict as much damage upon you as they possibly can. And that's what they have wanted since the minute they met you. The thing is, you fell for the mask. And when you fell for the mask, you were trapped, you were tricked, you were manipulated, you were taken advantage of. Your whole aura and or energy was seized. It was taken over. But now, here you are, getting the wisdom. You're entering the third version of yourself where you are certainly becoming awakened and aware. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. Have a great afternoon. And remember, continue moving forward each and every day. And think about the relationship or relationships that ended. Did they end with a thud, a crash, a bang? Or was there damage inflicted to you on the other person's behalf? Well, if so, that's not a good person. And that's not a good relationship. And chances are it was a toxic, narcissistic relationship. Could have been any kind of person, but I'm telling you, those kind of people you do not want anywhere around you. You want the kind of person that's going to be kind, loving, and be honest and forthright and share why they're moving on. Now, if any narcissist is watching this video, please remove yourself from the channel. I would prefer you not to get any wisdom from my channel. Guys, remember, no matter where you are on the planet, you're not alone. I love you all. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys.